Next on the list, we have a fantastic crypto project. It's called Cow Protocol. So essentially, it's a DeFi app which will batch and aggregate orders to allow for the cheapest and most effective execution. The cow stands for coincidence of wants, so it batches orders together. You may have seen this. So when you've had the president and some of his orders, you'll see that a lot of the time it tends to be settled through something called Cow Protocol. So this is that underlying token now. Looking at it from the monthly, we can see listed in August 2022 on MEXC in terms of levels that we look at on the monthly. So if we click here, I will make that line white, so that's a monthly. These two are a little bit close, but we can move those around. So I've got those 3 monthly levels there, and I think that's a pretty solid level there. So I will go through and I will write monthly, I can get that line, there we are, monthly, and again this one here, so monthly, and we will find the top, and press Alt H, and we will get we'll get this green, and we will put all-time high. Similarly, we go to the bottom, and we would make that red, and this is our all-time low. So as you can see, quite a lot of movement around the chart. So if we move on to the weekly, so if I click that, we zoom out. So having a look at where we are on the weekly, we can see big rally up here. So I would put that there. I would click there, and we'll write weekly. We've got a weekly level here, which is quite nice in the middle of a range, and then this here, we've got a lot going on here. So this seems to be the bulk of our price action. So we will find that. I think, to be honest, a lot of this price action down here is largely irrelevant. I think the main focus should be here. So looking at where we can move this monthly, I think if we move this one down to cover there, you can see quite a strong level there. So if I move that one up to there, and potentially that up to there, that gives us some interesting levels to look at in this range. But we can see there's a lot of liquidity wicks on this. So moving down onto the daily. So if we click this, we zoom out. So ignoring this bit, we can see that our low is here. So I would move that down slightly. We can see this here is quite an important level because this is our break-off point. So we see here, this was where we had the previous impulse, which rallied all the way up to $1.23. We can see a lot of these liquidity grabs. So what other levels can we see? So there's a interesting daily level there. If we get, so I will click that and I will type in daily. Where else? I would look at there. Daily. Here I think is an interesting daily level that encompasses both sides of the price action. And then if we were moving this around, so if I zoomed in a little bit, this, I think if we move this down slightly, we are able to cover these 3 candles here along with all of these here, and then with this one we can move that down slightly to encompass those. So from a rough level perspective, we move that one down a little bit. Actually, we'll move that up slightly to cover that. So we can see some clear levels to gain. So if we go into, we look at where the volume sits on this. So if we go onto an FRVP view, all the way across, where can we expect reactions? So this area here is real spike here. So if I click Alt H and we make this line purple, so that's 29 cents. Here there's a nice little bit of volume, so there, and then not a huge amount above. We see it was sort of very, very quick price action. Around this level is interesting. So if we were looking at where this potentially goes, then if we zoom into the current price action, so we can see currently we are sitting just around this there we are, lost it there. So yeah, so we can see we've run up, we've rejected off this once, twice, rejected off this lower level twice, gone down, gained this level, rallied up, gained this level, pushed up, rejection, rejection, rejection. We've been pushing on the wall of this 46-cent mark. Come down, rejected off this level. So I think how I would look at this is potentially you'd look at a reaction at this sort of 38-cent mark. And there's this fair value gap here, so you may potentially get an opportunity to have a nibble here. So if we hold this 36-cent mark, push our way back through, gain this monthly, push up onto this daily, and for me the real pivot point is this daily perspective actually. So if I rename this to pivot, da pivot. So if I change that to pivot, and we will make that, what colour should we make that? We will make that yellow. So that is the golden mark, this. So we see impulse off this monthly to bring us into line here, and we can see this probably, if we move this up slightly to cover some of the top wicks. So yeah, so I would say if we can gain this pivot level, we can quickly push through, and I'd expect a good place to potentially take profits is at the top of this wick at 58 cents, top of this wick here at 90 cents. Around this daily level would be a good area, this area here, and then after that you're pretty much into price discovery. Anything above $1 is a case of it goes where it may go. I think in terms of the pattern, we've seen this nice distribution down, some nice accumulation in this zone. We've had a dip below to take out that bottom side, little rally up, accumulation, couple of wicks below to take out the liquidity below, push up, and then if we consolidate here, we could see some very nice price action on this in the coming weeks and months.